Imagine falling in love, trusting someone completely, only to discover they've been cheating behind your back. Now imagine turning the tables so completely that they lose everything: their career, their reputation, even their future plans. Today, you're going to hear how one woman's clever, patient, and perfectly legal revenge made sure her ex never recovered. And it all started with a lie about weight. Before we dive in, hit that like button if you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted. Comment below if you've ever wanted justice in your own life. And subscribe for more jaw-dropping revenge stories that prove karma can be a master planner. Let's go back to the 1990s. College life. A world of late nights, taco dates, cheap apartments, and the thrill of first love. That's where our protagonist met Jake, a bright, ambitious young man pursuing his PhD in animal sciences. They hit it off immediately. Shared passions, shared dreams, and the promise of building a future together. Jake had a close-knit family, 2 sisters and a younger brother, and she became fast friends with all of them. Weekends were spent at his house, where he raised and bred animals as part of his studies. Life seemed perfect, until it wasn't. Visual cue. College campus, weekend drives, small apartment with cages and animals. The first crack appeared subtly. In a moment of shocking insensitivity, Jake told her, out of the blue, that she had gained weight. Not concern for health, not a question, but a statement that she was now less attractive to him. Just like that, her world shifted. Betrayal doesn't always scream. It whispers, and it stings the deepest when it's from someone you love. Voiceover. Building tension. She confronted him calmly, asking what he planned to do about it. His solution? Nothing. He wanted her to lose weight. And then, just 3 months later, after nearly 3 years together, Jake called and ended things, giving the absurd reason: "You don't know enough about science." It wasn't until he came by to return something that she forced the truth out of him. He had been sleeping with a 19-year-old undergraduate student, Meg, while he was her teacher. Everything, the cruel comments about weight, the fake intellectual critique, it had been a setup, a cowardly attempt to push her away. Visual cue. Bedroom confrontation, tension in the air, protagonist staring incredulously. The mix of rage, disbelief, and stunned laughter hit all at once. She realized he had underestimated her, thinking she would crumble quietly, while he continued his deceit. Voiceover. Determined. Calculating. Now here's where things get interesting. She wasn't just angry, she was strategic. She emailed Jake's roommates, who were sympathetic and outraged at his behavior. They confirmed they knew about Meg and had forced him to admit it. This became her foundation for the next steps. She went up for the weekend, ostensibly to collect her belongings. But while there, she meticulously documented everything. Photos of the animals, their conditions, endangered species being improperly kept, and even illegal animals in the house. Every detail was logged and ready to be reported. Her emotions had shifted from heartbreak to calculated vengeance. Visual cue. Camera pans across cages, papers, and photographs being taken carefully. Voiceover. Suspenseful, dramatic. She spent the evening with George, one of the roommates, letting Jake and Meg see her out and about, subtly hinting at what she had documented. The next day she made the call, the one that would change everything. She contacted state fish and wildlife officials and reported the illegal animals and unsafe breeding practices. The evidence was airtight, thanks to her careful documentation. Simultaneously, she informed Jake's advisor's wife, Mary, about the inappropriate student relationship and sent written proof. Mary was furious and immediately took steps to ensure it was investigated. The university and state authorities were now in motion. Jake, who had thought he was untouchable, was completely unaware of the storm brewing around him. Visual cue. State officials arriving, confiscating animals, Jake's stunned reaction. The fallout was immediate. Illegal animals were confiscated. Federal funding and grants were jeopardized. The university revoked his scholarship, fired him from teaching, and complaints about his relationship with Meg were formally recorded. He lost his career path, his grants, and a huge part of his credibility, all because he underestimated the person he had betrayed. Voiceover. Reflective, satisfying. Asterisk. The satisfaction wasn't in cruelty. It was in justice. Every move she made was within the law, every step backed by careful documentation and witnesses. Jake's arrogance, deceit, and entitlement had set him up for this reckoning. She watched from a distance as the consequences unfolded. The people he had mistreated and manipulated were vindicated. His career, ambitions, and public image were permanently altered, all because his own actions were exposed. Asterisk. Visual cue. Protagonist sipping coffee, smiling quietly, knowing the truth is revealed. Voiceover. Calm, reflective. Asterisk. Fast forward 20 years. She's now a respected expert, giving lectures to hundreds of students, traveling the world, and thriving in her career. At a lecture, she encounters Jake. Her expression remains perfectly neutral. She plays dumb, then politely acknowledges him without revealing the past. Meanwhile, through mutual contacts, she learns that Jake's past indiscretions continue to shadow him. Background checks and references reveal the history she helped document. The universe, as she puts it, comes full circle, but only when justice is handled cleverly, patiently, and ethically. Asterisk. Visual cue. Lecture hall. Protagonist speaking confidently. Jake in the audience. Recognition dawning but no confrontation. Voiceover. Warm, thoughtful. The best revenge isn't always loud or flashy. Sometimes it's meticulous, legal, and leaves the guilty to face the natural consequences of their own actions. Trust your instincts. Stand up for yourself. And remember, people who try to manipulate or demean you often underestimate what you're capable of. If this story left you shocked, hit that like button. Comment below if you've ever wanted justice served cold. And subscribe for more stories of betrayal, revenge, and the quiet power of doing things the right way.